How are you? I want to
Wonderful.
see the chat. I see we have so many people here. So I don't want to disturb you, Susie. What were you saying?
I was just saying we have so many people from Switzerland, Croatia, South Africa, and I think during this time especially, women are just really needing and craving and grateful for the extra support and just they've come to the place of sisterhood support. Like this is the mecca of sisterhood support right here. You guys hit it.
Amazing. Yes. So welcome, everyone. We're so excited. I'm sure Susie and Greta have already told you how excited we are that so many new people from all over the world are joining us. And, when we started this 2 years ago, I believe it was 2 years to the day almost.
Almost, yeah.
We really started it because of what Susie was saying, because we saw that we didn't have a place to go to where we felt it could be trusted, it was safe, it was non-judgmental. We wanted people like us to talk to. And so what better way to create that except by creating it? So this is why we created Luminous. And I think each one of us brings a different element. So when I invited Greta and Susie to be part of this, it's because each one of us is so different. We're all similar, but so different. And each one of us sees the world in a slightly different way. And so we can offer you a slightly different perspective. So the reason why I thought Greta was such a wonderful addition is because, Greta is as real as they come and just got this very gritty, real life look to life. I mean, she's just real. And I think that's what
They
I
call me
love
Gritty
about
Greta for a reason.
Gritty Greta, yeah.
Gritty Greta.
Gritty was your real name, and then they thought that would be made
Right.
fun of, so they changed it to Greta. Gritty Greta. Gritty Greta the Great.
Yes.
So, if you ever want a true, honest opinion, some
Authentic.
real, transparent perspective, Greta is that person for you in your life. So that's why Greta's here. So, Greta, tell them a little bit about yourself and what you do. And
What I do. Well, I do a number of things. I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I am privileged to work with Dr. Shefali in all of her offerings, her business, her wisdom. She's truly, this is Teacher Appreciation Week. So can I just pause for a second and give thanks to you, Shefali, and you, Susie. You both are two of the greatest teachers that I've ever had in my life. And to our community, you are also our teachers. We learn from you as well. So my deep and sincere appreciation to all of my teachers. I also am a therapist. I'm a board certified educational therapist. So I work with, or I used to work with children and families in conflict, struggle, either at home or at school. And I love what I do in all ways. And I am just every day, every minute, actually, every moment that I am present, I am learning and growing. And growing in this community, there's just nothing better. I'm so grateful.
right. So since Greta came on board, she did so many things to help me. We launched the Coaching Institute, and many of you are coaches. We set up shop. We sell these T-shirts, right? Um, we helped create Luminous. So all these things has come to fruition because of Greta. So thank you, Greta.
Oh,
Okay, Susie. Susie, is someone who I've known for 6 years now. We discovered that lately, and have really walked this path together. Susie is an extraordinary counselor. She does online sessions. If ever you're looking for someone to go deep into your inner child and heal your wounds, Susie is the person to take you there. She is somebody I refer people to all the time because I trust her wisdom. She's an honest seeker. She does this every day of her life. This is her life. So there was no question that Susie would be a natural co-founder with us. So Susie, tell them a little bit about yourself.
I think just what you said. I mean, I'm a seeker, learning from all of you, a therapist, dive deep every day, you know, in the inner workings and the inner landscape of everyone, hoping to put it in a spiritual context so that you can really discover what these wounds ultimately have to teach you. So I'm definitely a deep diver, and it's one of the reasons that I just crave any time to get to be with all of you, with Greta, with Dr. Shefali, just support Dr. Shefali's work to the nth degree. It utterly changed my life, absolutely changed my relationship with my son, with my husband. So I'm a continual also student of yours, and any chance that I can, we've done like the conscious cleanse together, some things together. So just any chance that I have to support you and the work and whatever, you know, deep dive we all want to take.
Yeah, I think the three of us have grown together and learned to share space together and know each other's strengths in a way that we want to see out in the world, where women don't compete.
Yeah.
There's no need to compete
Yeah.
because there's enough for everybody. No one is trying to be like anyone else. And this is what we want Luminous to be about, where each person can come forward to be themselves, vulnerable, scared, embarrassed, fumbling, lost, messy, abusive. Like, say I was abusive, say I was terrible to my partner, I was inconsiderate to my child. This is where you get to be human. We're not trying to be an image of perfection. We are just trying to be the best versions of ourselves, not each other, just ourselves. And this is what women have lost out in the world together as we compete. You know, women are competing with each other and setting the bar so high that it's impossible to arrive there, you know, because each woman has objectified herself. You know, men don't have to objectify us anymore. We are our greatest objectifiers. You know, we want perfect earlobes and perfect fingernails and perfect knuckles. You know, it's gone down. We've objectified. We've taken our whole self and made it into objects, parts instead of a whole. And Luminous is about being whole, as you are. There is no part of you. So even if you're expressing a part of you, we see you in the whole of you. So there is no objectified lens through which we see you. We see you through the holistic lens.
Yes. And on the other side, sorry to interrupt you, but on the other side of what Dr. Shefali is saying, which is so true, the shadow is we want to be in relationship with the shadow parts of ourselves so that we are holistic beings. And the other side that women have been trained is to dim our light. Dim, 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 dim. So because we have broken out of any kind of competition is all about lack and scarcity and small and shrinking. The other part about Luminous is that you are so supported to shine. And we just really support you in a number of different ways that we're going to be talking about, to shine, shine, shine like maybe you've never been given permission before.
Yeah. So Greta is going to take us through how Luminous is organized. And the beautiful thing about people who are just joining is they get to go back for the past 2 years and get all the teachings. We have met almost every single week, every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I don't know any membership community for $25 a month that meets every week. And we have a Facebook page that is so active. And Susie is going to talk about all the things we cover in Luminous. And you're going to see that this is such a unique place where not only do you get a very intimate Facebook support, we also have smaller WhatsApp groups according to your time zone, where you can meet in even smaller clusters and really connect and get your help. Like one of my friends said yesterday or the other day, I was going to call one of you, but I didn't. I went to my Luminous WhatsApp group and I got support from there. So Luminous is creating tiers of support. This is one place for our weekly meetings. We have the Facebook page, we have smaller WhatsApp groups, and of course, then you meet up with your own friends or you make deeper individual one-on-one connections on your own. So Greta's going to show us the organization of it. Susie is going to talk about all the topics we've covered, and then it'll return to me. So go ahead, Greta.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Oops. Ooh, let's see. Okay, hopefully, can everybody see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
This is the Luminous membership content on Teachable. So I get a lot of messages and emails daily. I missed the Zoom call. Where can I find the recording? And it's all housed here in the membership area on Teachable. It is outlined and laid out in a sequential order. So it starts at the very top with an introduction and just kind of describes what Luminous is. And then all of our Zoom replays are organized by year from start to finish. So our very first live Luminous was almost 2 years to the date. It was on May 7th, 2018. But the reason I'm highlighting this sequential order is because I really want to emphasize you do not have to start at the top and work your way to the bottom. It is not a linear course. You won't, if you jump in the middle or you jump in April 2020 and start there, you will not have missed anything. So we've done our best, and you'll notice most of the sessions that are recorded are named something other than just the date. Some are not yet, but we're getting there. So if you're looking for some inspiration or teaching on intimacy, you can scroll through and see, is there anything on intimacy? Oh, here, 813, intimacy in our body temple. If you're looking for something to inspire you for a new exercise, we have tons of exercise videos. We have videos about cellulite. I mean, you name it, we have videos and content for you. So a lot of people, when they first join, they're confused because they're looking for the most recent content at the very top. The way this is laid out is it goes in order by year until we get to the current year, 2020, and it's at the bottom, and then it's organized by month. So you can see on my screen, January 2020, February, March, April, and then we'll have May as well. Then
and the ones that are not labeled, please feel free to listen and send us potential titles. It's just that we maybe it was so many titles were covered, so many topics were covered, but please feel free to help us finish titling all the ones that are not yet titled. We would love your help.
Yeah, would love help. Also at the bottom, under the 2020 replays, there's sections for recipes. We've got expressive art activities that you're welcome to print if you wish. And I know some of you, one of them is drawing yourself as a tree. And I've seen a lot of people uploading their drawings of themselves as a tree to our Facebook group. So we encourage you to take advantage of these. We also did a Luminous Life Challenge. We covered, I think it was a whole week of the mind, the body, and the spirit. That's all here. And then we have a 14-day Luminous cleanse. So we just have a ton of content. It does look overwhelming. Go at your own pace. There's no start or finish line, and it's not linear. So jump in wherever you feel called to jump in.
And also, you don't have to go back at all. You start right now. The way we've designed every week, it's a totality in itself. There is no sequence to it. There's no part 1, part 2, part 3. Sometimes if there is, we'll let you know. Most of the 30 minutes every week are a whole. They're meant to inspire you, some part of you, activate your mind, body, or spirit. Typically, I'll do the mind, Greta does the body, and Susie will do the spirit, typically. And this is what we enjoy doing the most. And if you ever have any questions, you can always tag us on Facebook. Eventually, somebody will get to it. Do not feel like you have to go back and hear everything. It's just start where you start, wherever you are. Susie, tell us all about the exciting things coming up. We have 2 big exciting things coming up. We have art therapy and a cleanse. And just kind of give people a feeling of all the possibilities in this group.
Yeah, we have done so many things that have really bonded us and united us. So we are going to be starting June 1st, and we have done this before, the 21-day conscious cleanse that Dr. Shefali and I created. It is a definite holistic cleanse. It's mind, body, spirit. 7 themes. We spend 3 days on each of the 7 themes, and we're going to be going through it again beginning June 1st. I'm going to take everybody through. So if you're interested in that, we have a post on the Facebook page. We'll be sending out more information as that comes closer, but it's a wonderful opportunity to join together with each other and get to know each other deeply as we rise up, you know, with our own cleanse. And then, as Greta was saying, we did the Luminous Life Cleanse, and that's a really wonderful thing. If you want to go back to, Dr. Shefali did 6 days of the mind, Greta did 6 days of the body, and I did 6 days of spirit. So I think during this time when people are self-sheltering and need the extra support, that's definitely there and available for you. We've done a vulnerability challenge where we all sent in videos of real issues, the real deal of what we're going through on a day-to-day basis. And it just galvanized us and allowed us to really get to know each other better, receive support. We've done, as Greta said, so many exercise, food challenges we've gone through where we've exchanged recipes and taken photos and shared our photos of what we're eating. We've shared photos of, like, remember to, you know, drink more water. I mean, I always think of Greta, you know, when I drink more water, I got that from Greta. And we've done, or what we have coming up, as I said, we have the June 1st, the 21-day conscious cleanse coming up. If you guys want to purchase that, it's half off right now. We'll be saying more about that. And also, Monica from Italy is going to be leading us in an art therapy, 3 weeks of art therapy. And what that's designed for, she's wonderful. And that's designed to help us process any of the emotions, the feelings that are coming up during this time through art, through painting, actually. So that's going to start next Friday, May 15th. There's information on the Facebook, but I'll be pushing it to the top of the feed as that gets closer as well. She's wonderful.
Right. So we are constantly calling in guests. I lately called in Jessica Ortner. She's a tapping professional. She taught us how to tap. We bring in authors, our own authors, other authors. So there's a lot of...
I brought my doctor in, remember?
Right.
That was fun too.
Yeah. So you can give us your ideas. We will follow up. If you have a great guest to bring in, somebody who's an expert in their area, we love to look at it. We can't honor every request or every guest, but we certainly will try. And really, this Facebook page is a chance for you to show up. Now, you don't have to show up at all. You know, nobody's going to be scoring you or grading you. No one cares if you only show up and you're complaining, if you only show up and you're upset. There is no judgment here. It's for you to use. However, I will say that in groups like this, in group dynamics, our inner child gets triggered in many more ways than it may have in an individual dynamic, in a dyad. That's why groups are very provocative. So if that happens, this is a learning opportunity. You know, so many times people will write and say, well, I posted something and only 2 people wrote back. And somebody else posts and she always gets 16 people to post. Or you know what, Greta always gives the heart emoji to Samantha, but I never get any heart emojis from Greta. You know, well, you know, Greta's like that sometimes, what to do? but things like that, right? Or Susie, you know, is loving on this one and not on me. And Dr. Shefali never notices my posts. You know, so your mother issues times 3 are going to come up big time. So just be aware, but talk about it and say, I'm having mother issues. We should just call it #mother issues, because it's going to come up, and we can openly explore and openly break through frontiers that ordinarily with other women, we would be terrified to. You know, you can say, I woke up today, you know, the other day I woke up and literally there was a new crevice on my face, like not a wrinkle. I was like, what is this? And I kept doing this because I was like, this is like dividing my cheek from the mouth, right? It's going to impact my speech. So I didn't share it, but that would have been share worthy. And then you could have shared about your crevices. So anything you like is, if it's of course wise and coming from a kind place and not self-indulgent. You know, we also don't want to be just about me either. So this is a beautiful laboratory, a petri dish to discover your issues in a group. your issues with different kind of moms. You know, you may find Greta and me harsh, but you will never find Susie harsh because Susie is the best mommy. So go to Susie first because she's never in a bad mood. Really, seriously, in all the years I've known Susie, I'm like, what is she drinking every day?
Me
She's
too.
never
I mean,
in a
like
bad.
if you need somebody to hold you softly and gently, Susie's your girl.
Yeah, well, I go to Susie. Susie's like, wait a second. Now it's beginning to sound like it's not a compliment. It's like you want me to do all the work. Then don't be so damn great, Susie. It's just so simple. Greta and I, it's a
Where are the
crapshoot.
pricklies?
It's a crapshoot with Greta and me. That's all I'm going to say. It's sometimes good mommy, sometimes totally neglectful.
We're in
And
process.
we are in process. Yes. Susie is advanced. Susie's been doing this, I think, way longer than us since she was 11, since 16 or something. She had 7 years head start on me and 30 on Greta. So Greta's given the most leeway. So this is really an exciting moment for us where we are able to support more and more women. We're so honored and so excited that you're here with us. Take advantage of the smaller WhatsApp groups. I would like to call Andrea and Janet, but Greta, check and see if they're here. We have two more wonderful women who support you from behind the scenes. And Andrea is the one who will network you with a counselor. Suppose you want a coach, you have to hashtag help and tag Andrea, and Andrea will match you with one of the coaches from my coaching institute, one of the graduates who will give you a 30-minute free session. If you want your little sisterhood in your WhatsApp group, she will connect you with the right people for your time zone. So there's so much that we can do together, and we want to build with you. We want your ideas, you to tell us what we can do. That's Will.
Commute. This is his new commute to school.
I like the twirl around. Greta, I don't think Andrea and
Either one is with us.
yes. So Andrea and Janet are also behind the scenes. They are part of our team. And just remember, if you get a message from one of us, you're getting it from all of us.
Yeah.
So we all five can't be there all for you, but we're all trying to represent each other. But remember, if one answers, it's everybody answering. Because sometimes I'll see Greta or Susie have handled it. I won't jump in.
Right.
So just know that if you definitely want one of us to notice you, then you can tag. But really, it's not about the three of us. It's about letting the group support you and valuing all the sisters in the group. So don't just look for the three of us because that's too much pressure and you'll only get our viewpoint. You want the whole community's viewpoint, as many viewpoints as possible. That's the beauty of this diverse group of people. Is there anything else that I've missed?
Can I add to that? Because I've experienced, because Susie and Shefali are both so wise, and they often reply to questions posed with such profound wisdom, obviously. And my delivery, I guess, is not as
Poetic.
lyrical or poetic. And so I recall, like, when we first started Luminous, I was hesitant to often provide feedback when asked or answer because even though my answers might have been great, they just didn't sound as beautiful and packaged as nicely as Susie and Shefali packaged theirs. And that was a learning experience and a lesson for me, is that my answers and my feedback will never sound like Susie or Shefali. So I just had to start being Greta and answer in Greta's voice. So I encourage you to do the same. It is often intimidating when you are in the company of these women to come off a certain way, but we don't want you to come off any way other than how you are. So jump in, share your feedback, share your wisdom in your voice. Do not be afraid. You will not be judged.
Yes, and one of the things we always say about this group is about Shefali, especially, is that we get to see Shefali as a sister. So none of us, I mean, we do have our ways of each answering, but there is no hierarchy here. There's no, it's really, we're all answering from our heart or from our mind or wherever we are. So I just echo what you're saying, Greta. And the other thing I just wanted to leave everybody with is the quality of generosity. And I think that Dr. Shefali and Greta are two of the most generous women that I've ever met. And sorry, I just really want you guys to know the enormous amount of heart and intentionality of a purpose. Like, Dr. Shefali lives a freaking purpose-driven life. And so, Greta's been sharing all the content here, but I just wanted to share this quality of generosity because Dr. Shefali, man, is the real deal. And you are a very, very generous person. And if you guys really look at this community, like she's saying, it's $25 a month, not to belittle that. That is a large amount to many people, and we're not begrudging that at all. But I just want you guys to know that when you dive into this community, you will find generosity of spirit like you won't find anywhere else. And because they are so generous, we attract generous to us. And so everyone in this group has so much to offer and share. You will just find a wealth of heart in this group. So I welcome everybody. I'm so glad we have a new group coming and hope that we can support people through this really unprecedented, challenging time.
Absolutely.
Wow. Thank you, Susie. And you know that you are the same. So
they're like, we want the poem. We want the poem. Are you going to grace us with your poem? Please. I am advocating for all of our Luminous ladies. We want the poem.
You're so silly, man.
I mean,
that's so silly.
Am I speaking for all of us? In the chat box, raise your hands. Put your yeses in there. We need the poem. Poem. Poem.
We want the poem. Yeah. Poem.
I'm not going to give it now. I'm going to be so passive.
See, you never know what you'll get.
Generosity we just talked about.
When I see too much need, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is too much need going on right here.
We're groveling.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I need to make these women self-reliant. They cannot think that a poem can make their day. What is this poem? I've been teaching them to focus on their inner world, to be abundant within. They're so needy. That's it. No poem today, guys. See, this is what you get with me. Okay.
Prickly.
If you come back next Monday, maybe you'll get the poem. Or a new
oh, look, now see, we notice all the children. See? Okay, so Annette is, where's Annette? Where's Annette? What poem? But okay, bring on the poem. She's a follower, clearly. Muna is a pleader, please. Charu's like, no, crying. Charu's already crying. Oh, Peggy's got big attitude. Okay, whatever then. Okay, Peggy, nice. Oh, Candice is like, make your own poem. Yeah, I'm noticing already trends. Melanie's like, no one cares about the poem. See, Melanie has to be extra cool. She's like, no one cares. No one cares.
Melanie's super prickly.
See? Goldie's like, screw the poem. See? These people, okay, let's delete.
They're totally reverse psychology.
I know, so obvious.
Just share the poem.
Look at Nat is like, okay, I'm going to share. Okay, oh my God. Now see what's standard for this bloody poem. It's just a poem that I wrote. I love to write poetry. And so I'm writing a new book. It's not got a name yet, but it is on the awakened woman. And the books I write often,
awake-ish woman.
Awake-ish woman, yes, no, awakened. This my woman here has been awakened. But so I don't know the title yet, but it's supposed to be coming out April 2021 or May 2021. And I'm so excited about it. It mirrors, like most of my books, my own evolution. And I cannot even tell you how revolutionary it's going to be. So the beginning pages have a poem, and I'm going to read this poem. Okay, ready? So I cannot publish it yet because it's top secret. It's going to have to come out when the book comes out. You'll have to buy it.
See, okay, Luminous members.
So Susie's going to play her music. What, yeah. Greta?
I was just saying, like, Luminous members get these amazing sneak peeks that nobody else in the world gets to see.
Yes, nobody but you. Yes. So
Yes.
Susie is a skilled pianist, guys, and a composer. I use her music most of my videos, so she's going to play for us. What I'm going to ask you is to take a pen and paper, go within yourself, because I want to know what it means for you to be an awakened woman. And I would love for you to share that on Facebook. So each one of us can contemplate and reflect on, what does it mean for me to awaken into my most awakened womanhood? So I'm going to read what it means for me, but I would like you to reflect on what it means for you.
You ready?
Yes. The time of the awakened woman. There comes a time in the life of a woman where she discards her old ways like tossed shoes in the garbage, where she shreds her list of shoulds and obligations, and where impossible expectations are burned in an incinerator. There comes a time in the life of a woman where the approval of others, once jewels in her crown, now turn to pennies in her sock, where the hunt for a man to complete her is now replaced with a hunt for herself, and where parental tentacles of pressure and tradition no longer define her truth. There comes a time in the life of a woman where her desire to fit in with the crowd dissolves, where her manic compulsion to be perfect vaporizes, and where her obsession to be voted popular eviscerates. There comes a time in the life of a woman where she simply says no more, where facade, artifice, and guile leave her nauseated, and where righteousness, dogma, and superiority repulse her. There comes a time in the life of a woman where she no longer fears conflict, but faces it boldly like a lioness, where she guards her authenticity as fearlessly as she guards her babies, and where she discards the role of savior, knowing that there is no one to save but herself. There comes a time in the life of a woman where she no longer cowers in the shadows of her unworthiness, where she no longer plays small so others can feel big, and where she swaps the role of martyr and victim for the daring role of authentic self. There comes a time in the life of a woman where she unabashedly and boldly occupies her ultimate sovereignty, where she finally feels ready to claim her space in the world, and where she redefines compassion as unequivocal self-love. There comes a time in the life of a woman where she finally releases her childlike dependencies on others, and where she dares to rewrite a new mandate of living for herself. The mandate that says, I release my unworthiness and fear. I divorce civility and passivity. I divest my many masks of inauthenticity. I end the pretense of being someone I am not. And from now on, I declare, I will ascend into my power. I will embrace my greatest autonomy. I will celebrate my honest worth. I will embody vulnerability and courage. I will manifest the authentic me. I am ready. The time is now to awaken into my renaissance.
Wow.
So that is the time, and it is our time. If you wish to step into the time, you are ready to be your awakened self. So I'd love to hear from you about what it means for you to be an awakened woman.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys. Thank you, Susie and Greta, and all of you and all our new members. I'm so excited you're here with us. Let your sisters know if you would like them to be part of this community. This is the time to join. We're open for another few weeks, and then we will close. So thank you all, and we will see you next week, Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Bye, guys.
Got it. Bye, guys. Welcome.
Welcome.
Love you guys.